Let me turn all the things on. We'll make sure we're good. Audio. Yeah.
Nope.
I gotta turn you up a little. I should turn you up here, though. It's Tuesday.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
like it's a Monday.
It does feel very Monday for a Tuesday.
It's second Monday and I don't like it.
How are you feeling, Trigger? How's your Tuesday? Hopefully good.
I
Hopefully.
want to go for coffee later. Probably won't, but I want to.
Oh shit, Kayler's Taylor Swift official merch just shipped.
Yay?
She's gonna think so.
She should just go as a Swiftie for Halloween. It'd be cheaper.
She's been a Swiftie like all month long. It's a lot. If y'all don't have Swifties in your family,
we envy you.
Good fucking luck. It's a lot. Today she was like, what should I listen to? And I was like, you should go one day without listening to Taylor Swift. She didn't agree.
I just can't imagine just listening to the same person over. Like, I like Taylor Swift, but I don't want to listen to it every day.
I could even listen to a couple songs a day, but I don't want to listen to that shit like exclusively.
All of her albums.
Yeah, on repeat. Nah. Like, she doesn't even skip the Christmas album.
Gross.
Like, ma'am, it's October. No, we're not Christmasing.
No Christmas. Ban the Christmas.
No Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
Welcome back.
Did you get a snack? It's snack time. Snack o'clock.
I mean, it's really close to lunch o'clock.
It is really close. And it's Tuesday, so if you have the opportunity to get tacos, you're obligated.
That seems harsh.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't be obligated. Just highly recommended.
Obligated. It's fucking tacos, my dude.
Yeah, but it seems mean to obligate people to eat things.
Okay, that's fair.
Therefore, highly recommended.
If you're not a bitch, you'll eat some tacos today.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
That gives them the choice.
I just want to be as courteous to other people's opinions as possible. You ready for some Chupacabra lore today? I don't even have
Yes.
anything fancy.
I mean, you have some pictures.
I do, but I didn't put them on there.
Oh, you didn't adult.
Okay, let's just talk about my life. You don't know much about the Chupacabra? You finna learn today.
There's not much to know.
There really isn't. It's gonna be a chill day. In my defense, I usually take some time. Do I procrastinate this situation? Yes. I'm not even gonna say I don't. But typically I would have started on this like Saturday, Sunday in sections, right? Like I'll write my outline and then I might do a little bit of research and then I'll go fuck off for a couple days and I'll come back Monday night and do the rest of my research. But I couldn't do that this week because my computer decided no. So this is technically in a roundabout way not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to reset up all my stuff.
We had to rebuild your computer.
Exactly. It affected everybody. Everybody suffered.
I
You
just wanted to
smell
play some video
nothing.
games. And I had to work.
Everyone suffered. It wasn't bull. I was legit. Like, I didn't get anything done on Saturday.
Except for video games.
That was later. That was a well-deserved break after being stressy depressy about my hard drive.
It was the Chupacabra.
It
didn't
totally
want to
was.
be found.
I was gonna say ghosts, but
Mothman.
well, we have like a household ghost.
There was a disaster. It was Mothman.
When people in our household don't want to take responsibility for being an asshole, you can just blame the ghost Jeremy. Like, Katie, what the fuck? Why didn't you put your dishes away? And she'll be like, Jeremy didn't. It's not even my fault. That's what happened in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and I was like, I am going to conquer the fuck out of today. And then my hard drive was like, can't do it, bud. And I'm like, well, damn.
Looks like I'm going back to bed.
I didn't even sleep good. I went to bed at like 1 a.m. and woke up at 6. Like, what am I going to do?
Research the Chupacabra like you're supposed to.
I couldn't because I didn't have a computer.
You have a phone.
I don't have a phone.
My bad. That broke too.
Yeah. It broke at the same time. I couldn't do anything.
Okay. We really should get back on topic.
All right.
Or should start topic, I guess.
All right. Let's do it. So
16 minutes in.
we're doing the best here, okay? The best. So this one is a modern one. We got 2 modern cryptids today. No historical origin, no Native American origin. New.
Yep. Well, as new as 1975.
Well, I feel like there's some debate there. Because in 1975, that series of livestock killings in Puerto Rico were attributed not to the Chupacabra.
Oh, that is true. They were the vampire of Maca or whatever.
Yep.
Or a satanic cult. Could go either way.
Both plausible. It could be the same thing. A satanic cult could have resurrected a vampire. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
But they're claiming that each animal had its bled dry.
Through 3 small circular incisions in the form of an upside down triangle.
Definitely cult activity. But then you don't really hear a whole lot. For 20 years. 20
Yeah, not
years.
until March of 1995.
And then you've got 8 sheep that are found dead with the same puncture wounds, right?
Yes.
And Miss Madeline reported seeing something.
Dude, that lady sounds insane.
Insane? Or can we maybe say
Easily influenced?
I was gonna say celebrity driven, like wants to be famous and celebritized. I'm sure that's an actual word. I feel like
I guess we're gonna, use it as one today.
I guess in the 90s, that's really when you start getting things like reality TV, right? Where people are becoming famous for nothing.
Yeah. That was like the height of MTV.
Yeah. Then you've got a Puerto Rican comedian, Silverio, and he decides that he is going to term this creature as the Chupacabra.
Which I don't. You just like randomly decide to make up a name.
Well, okay, but Spanish, right? Chupa is goat and cabra is suck. So, but I also find it kind of weird because they were sheep, not goats.
Yeah, like 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed. So that's sheep, goats, cows, dogs, cats.
But I guess like sheep in Spanish is what? Oveja? Oveja cabra doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I don't know.
Pedo.
Yeah, you can't. No, that wouldn't work either. It has to be goat. Pollo? I don't know. Chupacabra kind of has a ring to it. He knew what he was doing. But these animal
Just
deaths
saying,
were also
it's
like
weird.
not just centralized in Puerto Rico. Like tons
No,
of
they
other
were in
countries.
surrounding areas.
Sounds like a taco from the Taco Bell. I don't know that I would get a Chupacabra taco. I mean, I probably would. Let's be real. You would munch on a Chupacabra taco?
They just like use a goat cookie cutter.
That would be cute. I
Cut
would
a
be
hole in your
all
taco
about that.
shell.
I'd be fine with that.
So, a chupacabra is supposed to be a reptile-like creature with leathery or scaly greenish-gray skin and sharp spikes or feathers down its back.
And not very big.
And he hops around like a kangaroo.
Which
It later,
okay.
I think once it came to Mexico and the United States, is when it became a like mangy dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's accurate. But I think we
That's
have to go
also-
back, right? In 1995, when we're talking about this reptile creature, the movie Species comes out at this time. And the similarities between what the crazy lady describes a chupacabra as and the movie Species, she was hot. But they're kind of the same.
Oh yeah, like perfectly synced.
Which I think, does that discredit it for you? Like, as a
It does.
human?
But only because if you go and you read like the interview notes, that because there was a reporter that went and interviewed her about it,
Mm-hmm.
and he's asking her about it, and she's like, it was 30 feet away from me, looked like this hideous monstrosity, and then she ends it with, but it didn't have a butthole. How? How do you notice this? How do you see it? It's late at night. It's 30 feet away from you. I am not looking at its butt.
No? I mean, that's the first thing I
No.
check when I'm trying to identify something. Do you have a butthole? No?
But apparently that was a very big thing in the movie.
Okay, I can see that, I suppose.
Which then makes me go, yep. She's just thinking the movie is real.
Maybe
She even said she watched it and thought that that was happening in her hometown.
Maybe she was, like, delusional.
Oh, definitely.
Also, I don't know.
When you, like, from the get-go admit, I stole the idea of what this thing looks like from a movie I just watched, I think you kind of have to assume it does not exist.
I feel like as she's going on, the dude's like, wait a second, this sounds an awful lot like this movie that just hit the box office. And she's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, look at this picture.
It was
Is this
based
what
on
it
a real
was?
story.
Yeah.
That was a documentary.
Oh, God. Imagine. Good on that. Nothings. So then we go from Species to Mangy Dog.
Which again, I think I am on the side of the scientists here that if you've never seen a dog or creature that's got mange super bad, you might not believe that that's a dog.
I totally agree. Have you seen bears that have mange? Terrifying.
And it's like zombies.
Yeah.
So I could understand like thinking that that's a new species and being like, that's gotta be a chupacabra.
Well, and again, I want to say that South American, Central America, Mexico, those countries have a higher population of stray dogs. Like, so many more dogs just running around.
Or coyotes.
Yeah. So I don't think that is outside the realm of possibility. That it's just not necessarily a different species of dog, but a dog that has medical issues.
Well, the other thing is canines can breed with other canines, as in a fox and a dog can breed together.
Hmm.
So you would get like these weird hybrids that if they got like mange or something
Terrifying.
would look extremely terrifying and not dog-like or fox-like.
Well, and I think too, it's hard because if you go from the reptilian with kangaroo, that thing is going to be bipedal, right? Standing up on two legs versus running down the highway on four.
Yeah. I mean, it was said to be like 3 to 4 feet high.
Like, I feel like the reptile Chupacabra is just not it for me. I feel like her credibility of explaining this, nah, it's not for me. I can't. The dog breed makes more sense to me.
Yeah, but again, like, that's not a chupacabra. That's a sickly animal. Like,
I'm saying
like
even the
I'm just saying,
possibility of
I
it
do
being a
believe
weird breed of dog, like a wild dog that we've not discovered yet.
that's like a hybrid.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, I don't know if I'd say it was a chupacabra versus just a hybrid of multiple canines.
Just crazy mutts running around. They're like, everyone's scared of us. We can do what the shit we want.
Yeah, but they're like sickly, so they don't. That's why they go after livestock because they can't hunt.
Also, it said the three holes in the shape of a downward pointing triangle. That wouldn't make sense. Two holes would make sense. Three
Yeah,
holes
but
doesn't make sense.
when it got mutated to, a mangy looking dog, it went to only having 1 or 2 holes, which would make sense for a canine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
I don't know what caused the weird triangle. I do like the theory that for some of these areas that it could be just a vampire bat, because like they bite holes,
They do
and
that, but vampire
when that
bats
area
do
starts
not.
to dry out, then they like bite a new hole.
Yeah,
So therefore, a 3 triangle wouldn't be weird because it wouldn't want to move a bunch.
but also vampire bats are not sucking animals dry. Like, that's not possible. A vampire bat is so teeny. So
Oh, I
teeny.
know, but they also said like in the 1995 sightings, like those animals that were killed didn't die from blood loss.
Right.
Like they died from internal bleeding or shock.
Like,
Therefore, it being like a vampire bite would kind of work.
especially if it was like transmitting weird disease. Because, like, a vampire bat is going to stick around. Like, they usually post themselves up around farms for that reason, because food source is so easy. They don't have to necessarily search it out. So they're coming back to the same animals time and time again.
Yeah, and like if you're not super attentive, like are you gonna notice a little teeny hole?
Bro, I notice buttholes, so
Yeah,
yeah,
apparently.
I would.
You just go out and look over all your cows.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, again, like the 3 holes might have been formed at different times.
Yeah, we've been talking about buttholes. I don't know where you were.
Not here, clearly. Not gonna pass the test on the chupacabra.
The shame. Working is overrated. Don't do it. You don't need money. You can live in a van. It's totally fine.
Yeah, here it is. Radford was the reporter that interviewed the lady, and she quoted, "Believed that the creatures and events she saw in Species were happening in reality in Puerto Rico at the time."
Yep. But then she also comes back to say that it couldn't possibly be real. Or that it couldn't. What did she say? It couldn't be a dog.
It was a creature that looked like the Chupacabra with spines on its back and all. The resemblance to the Chupacabra was really impressive. Was her direct quote of her describing it.
But then, like, the details that she remembers. So, in her original description, like you were saying, she's saying this thing is 30 feet away from her. It's on the road in front of her house, and then it disappears around a corner. But the details that she remembered of that creature at night, super precise. And when Radford interviewed her in person, she said that the creature didn't have a butthole. Like, again, at 30 feet away, what? How would you
With
even
this
know that?
unknown, weird kangaroo-like thing.
Also, if you are looking like a giant reptile kangaroo, I'm definitely not checking if you have a butthole.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, if it's upright like a kangaroo, how would you know?
Maybe it didn't have a tail.
Like, it bent forward.
Maybe it's like
to,
a
like,
cat.
sniff the ground.
She's got her binoculars out, like, hold on. Jim, shut the fuck up. I'm just trying to figure out if this thing's got a butthole or not. I would. I would. That's the first thing I check about an animal.
You have to know if it's alive. Can it eat food? No. Because it can't digest it.
Can you imagine if that's how you screened people? Hey, are you real? You got a butthole? Are you an alien?
I feel like people do that with belly buttons.
Oh, belly buttons freak me out. Yeah, have you checked your butthole?
No, and I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna do it after stream. All right. Let me write this down because I will 1200% forget. We're going to listen to a song about checking buttholes.
Yay?
I'll send it to you. Don't worry. We like
I'm
bops.
concerned.
Don't be concerned. Just let it happen. But I feel like she doesn't even talk about like what color it really was. Nothing. I trust this lady not at all. But I really do think it could potentially be a mental health issue where she's seriously suffering from delusions, where she thinks that this show is 100% reality. I think it's either that or, again, instant celebrity status. I think it could be that as well.
Both?
Yeah, maybe. Like, I think that's the weird thing about the Chupacabra, is there's really no cut or dry, this is what this thing looks like. Like, some people are like, reptilian. Other people are like, definitely dog. Some people are like, it has wings. Some people are like, no, it does not. It can change colors. No, it can't. It has a tail. It doesn't have a tail. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is this one of those things that you see an animal that you're like, I have no idea what the fuck that is? Probably a Chupacabra.
So there's two theories that the Chupacabra comes from a primate research center on the island
Which is
that like
not okay.
genetically manipulated people. Well, not people, but animals.
Right, like
And
testing on animals, which again, in the 90s, big deal.
yeah,
Big
but this
deal.
was the 1970s.
Even then, I feel like.
But I'm with these people. We barely have figured out how to clone a sheep in 96.
Yeah.
How are we manipulating genetics enough to create an entirely new species?
Not impossible. I mean, let's be fair. There's a lot of government research that you don't know about until years later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we started developing that in the '60s," and you're like, "God damn, okay." So that's not necessarily crazy to me. I just want to assume that it is like a coyote chihuahua.
A jackal?
I could even go with a jackal. Yeah, I think the genetic manipulation thing is out for me.
What about the idea that aliens brought it?
I could maybe get behind that too. Less so just because I don't feel like there's a constant sighting. Like, you don't have chupacabra sightings on a regular basis versus aliens or Bigfoot, or like, you just don't. Like, we're going 20 years between something happening. Are they like cicadas and they only come out every 7 years?
Yes.
Oh, they're hellhounds, I bet. That would make sense to me.
I do like, though, Radford's thing of what led a woman to be incredibly detailed and have an odd description. What could possibly be in the air at the time to explain this?
Um,
Yes, it's something in
PCP.
the air.
Definitely PCP. Well, and I feel like too at this time you've got talk shows that are, I mean, like Maury or Jerry Springfield or very circusy talk shows. I feel like this kind of story would be all up that alley.
No, I agree. I'm just curious what was actually going through her head. Because, like, I get wanting to be famous, but do you want to be famous as the lady that's just crazy?
Yeah,
Like, people like talk to you because they're like, heh, she's a freak.
I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
See, I don't think I'd want that kind of fame.
Right, but if you were fame hungry, you wouldn't care how you got it.
Yes.
It's that whole all attention is good attention.
I guess. I just wouldn't want to be seen as a crazy person.
I'm fine being crazy. It works for me.
I am curious though, like what made the chupacabra blow up as big as like Bigfoot and Nessie? Like it's in a lot of literature and stuff.
It is. Again, I think it's just that whole people want to believe that there's other things that we haven't discovered. Like the idea of something being out there that you have no idea what it is kind of exciting. Because it's
No,
like
no,
if
I
this
get
thing
that.
doesn't agree, if this thing does exist, what else is out there? And
But I'm saying like of all of the cryptoids you could write about and make a story about, you decide to pick a chupacabra that has like no detail.
yes. Ooh,
I'm
it
saying
could be
like
a rabid hyena. That would be exciting. hyena
I'm just
coyote.
saying, like, why did the Chupacabra become so famous? Like, at least Mothman, you kind of understand because you could easily, like, that's kind of like a vampire. Glowing red eyes, it only comes out at night, it flies. But a Chupacabra is just like a mangy dog. Well, that's usually how it's portrayed, anyways.
He wants his love too.
I mean, I don't think you should touch them with your bare hands,
I would totally give one a hug.
and then you'd end up with mange.
I would spread it everywhere.
Gross. I'm never coming to your house again. We can't be friends anymore.
You wouldn't even know.
I'm pretty certain I'd know something was up if I started losing my hair.
Maybe. Maybe. It's just the stress. I think there's also.
They also said that. Let's see here. One was that aliens exist. One was that Americans mutated genetics and brought it over.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the devil.
Yeah, so at this
The
time.
devil created him.
Well, Puerto Ricans at this time, very divided, where you've got part of the country that wants to be American because the territory situation is happening. When I have to figure. So that was the Treaty of Paris, which happened in 1898. But I think the final ratification happens in the 50s. And I feel like you've got this split in Puerto Rico where part of them accept American culture and all of that. And then you've got half of them that are very anti-American. And so I think there was a time where they could make a correlation between the devil and the Chupacabra so that the church could convert more people to their faith. Like faith-based, I don't know if you know a lot about like Spanish Catholicism is very different than American Catholicism. And if you haven't been to a service, it's very different. It's still the same principle, but I feel like Spanish Catholicism takes it a lot more seriously than American Catholicism. And I think that's an easy way to keep power and influence if you're threatening people that the Chupacabra is related to the devil.
I think this just kind of boils down to people need an explanation for things that they can't explain.
I agree.
So they like make weird shit. Like a huge loss of livestock. It couldn't just be that we got a weird famine or a weird bug that went around that was killing them. Nope, it's a chupacabra.
Which again, the church benefits from that.
Because of the church, like the devil,
Mm-hmm.
because we were bad.
Yeah. And that's a way of the church being like, if you come to church and we keep the American devil out, this stuff doesn't happen. Our livestock will be fine. You just have to come to church, and then the Chupacabra won't show up.
But I do have to agree that as long as people are like stressed or challenged or have unexplained events, there's going to be like new myths that are going to pop up.
100%.
Not just chupacabras, but I'm pretty certain that's how like a lot of urban legends are turning into cryptoids of their own?
I agree. I'm with you. I think you have to have some sort of an explanation, which is kind of odd in its own right, considering if you're religious, you have a blind faith. You know what I'm saying? But you can't
But it's
apply
still
that blind faith to other aspects of life. Like, it just happens because that's how it happens. No, we have to have a
but,
reason.
but in the same sense, if you think about it, faith is just also being like, oh, that happened because God made it happen.
That's true.
So it's still like our mentality of having to have an answer for things.
Chaos
Or an
is a
excuse.
wonderful,
Oh, thanks for the
thing.
follow. Hopefully you're having a good Tuesday. I agree with you. I think that's legit. Chupacabra's a no for me, though.
Oh, agreed. Like, do I believe that there's mangy, weird, half-breed canines out there? Yes.
Are they
that's a fact.
killing livestock? Probably.
Probably. Would I call it a chupacabra? No.
The real question is, does it have a butthole?
I don't know. I'm never getting close to one.
I'd boop it.
It bites your hand off.
I'm fine with it. For science, it's fine.
But if you treat the animals, they usually turn really pretty.
Ooh, like pretty chupacabras?
Well, they look like actual dogs again.
Do they lose their chupacabra powers if they become dogs again?
I don't know.
We should go to Puerto Rico.
What are
We could have an
chupacabra
adventure.
powers?
I'll go back to you.
Because I've yet to hear of a chupacabra having powers. It just sounds like it's an inebriated creature.
I think they can probably read minds, would be my guess. You can tell if things have buttholes from 30 feet away.
I can't, but I don't look. I mean, call me strange, but I just, want to know if the creature's running at me or away from me.
Like, I really, really just want a pin now that says I have a butthole, and I just want to wear it around.
You have fun with that? I don't want to explain to random people at the grocery store why I have a pin that says I have a butthole.
Guess what y'all are getting for Christmas this year?
Well, that's fine. It doesn't mean I have to wear it.
But you'll hurt my
I'll just wear it when I go
feelings.
out with you.
Perfect. That works for me.
You'll never know.
We'll start a club. If anybody
I think
asks
the
you about it.
Chupacabra honestly got as big as it did because of the internet.
100%. Well, and I think every location in the world kind of has its own deal.
I think I have a hard time with it simply for the fact of Bigfoot and Nessie. If the Native American tribes and whatnot were going to make shit up, that seems like a lot of effort. Because in order to spread the word outside of one tribe, you're sending a runner.
Right. But in the 90s, you've got the internet showing up.
That's what I'm saying. So it's easier to believe that things like Bigfoot or Nessie or Kelpies exist because in order for that word to spread would have been so much effort.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something you're just making up and being like, haha, I wonder how far that will go. If it was only one tribe or only around the Loch Ness that people believe this thing,
But again, I think you need to take into consideration if multiple civilizations and cultures have similar myths and legends, the chances statistically of them being at least somewhat rooted in truth is higher. For the same reason,
Yes.
they're not interacting with each other. So if when Pangea happens, right, and we're sitting in the United States and somebody in Australia and we have the same myth and legend, there had to have been something that we could both look at and be like, that's definitely a dragon. And
No,
with
agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like, anything that's older than the internet, I have more faith in.
right. But
because
with the Chupacabra, very localized for the most part in Puerto Rico. Like, yes, you've got a few sightings in Central and South America, right? But for the most part, this is a Puerto Rican thing. You don't have people in Poland seeing this.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if word didn't leave Puerto Rico until it got onto the internet.
Well, and I guess
So it
even
kind of makes it seem like
TV.
the chances of there being some unknown creature that nobody else has seen in one area is very low.
Agreed. That's why we're going to put the Simon Cowell. It's a no from me.
Agreed. Like, again, it's a mangy dog if it does exist, or a mangy canine of some kind,
Yeah, a rabid hyena.
but not a chupacabra. Though I feel like we should name the disease chupacabra instead of mange.
I could get behind that. Start a petition. Get the signatures.
I had to take my dog to the vet. It got the chupacabra.
That sounds way cuter, though, than mange. Oh, bless
It
his heart.
definitely makes you sound less like you neglected your animal.
He
I'm
got
just
it at the
saying.
last full moon. I don't know what happened.
Like, I understand that mange is not from neglect, it's from mites, but you tell someone that your dog has mange, and immediately people think you neglected them. Let's be real.
Agree.
You wouldn't get that with chupacabra because people would just be like, "What the fuck is that?"
You're like, look it up. It's all the rage. Well, if you think that one's weird.
Okay, how about this? The chupacabra is a mite
Ooh.
or a flea.
I like
Kind of
it.
like how we thought the Black Plague came from rats, but it didn't.
I like it.
Therefore, it could go undetected.
That's its secret power.
Yeah.
I approve.
And yes, therefore, once you cure your dog of mange, it no longer has chupacabra powers because the chupacabra died.
Makes sense. Solving the real issues today.
Therefore, I guess it does exist. It's a bug now.
That makes sense. I can get behind this.
I mean, it makes more sense than a random chupacabra that looks like a kangaroo but doesn't.
Well, it only looks like a kangaroo sometimes.
Yeah, exactly, because it's a flea on a kangaroo.
Oh, God. Kangaroos freak me out anyway. Dude, those things are mad powerful.
Now imagine if the kangaroo was like a Shar-Pei.
Like,
had wrinkly skin and no hair.
Yuck. No, not about it. Kangaroos freak me out. They look almost like humans, and I don't fucking like it. Like, have you seen the video where the kangaroo is holding the dog in the water, and the dude's like, I'm gonna go rescue my dog. Like, sorry, dog. Enjoy your drowning, because I'm not. You're on your own. You got yourself into that mess. Work
Did
it
you see
out.
the kangaroos that started a fight at a wedding?
Dude, they're fucking mean. I'm not about it. Again, if
And
I
the
saw a kangaroo with red eyes, I'd nope right out of there. Mm-mm.
the dude that recorded that video was just like, looks like the in-laws are drinking already. And I
Shut the
was here
fuck
for
up.
it.
Nope. Nope.
So yeah, unless a chupacabra turns out to be like some small insect that's infecting animals, it does not exist. That is our consensus here. Or it's an
Chupacabra,
alien.
no. Oh, it could be an alien.
Son of a bitch.
Everything can be an alien, though, I feel like.
I mean, technically it is because it came from Puerto Rico, and we, call people that aren't American aliens because we're rude.
That is true. We are assholes. Well, if you think the Chupacabra is weird, you ready to talk about our next cryptid?
I am. There is way less information about this one.
This
But
one
it
makes
sounds
me
hilarious.
happy. This one makes me happy. This one is going to be the Fresno Nightwalker.
Or Nightcrawler. Sometimes called Nightcrawlers.
Sometimes it's called the Fresno Alien.
That is true.
But essentially, I feel like we'll start in Fresno, California, and there is a man named Jose. Now, Jose has a security camera watching his front lawn because somebody tried to steal his bike and he wasn't about it. So he put in a CCTV surveillance camera. Now, again, this happened somewhat recently, but still not like recent enough that video footage is clear. Like, we're not catching
No.
this thing in 4K, is all I'm saying.
No, it was maybe late 1990s, early 2000s.
Yeah. So Jose puts up his camera. One night, his dog is freaking out. He decides that he's going to look at the camera, which is legit because I have a security camera and I will tell you that watching that thing is addicting. Like, why would I open the door to see what's out there when in the safety of my garage, I can just see what's happening? So I get it, Jose. So Jose looks at his CCTV and he sees, Jesus Christ. He sees essentially a pair of pants in his front yard. Two of them. So he wakes his brother up to rewatch the footage. And his brother is now claiming that he saw footprints outside, blah, blah, blah.
But teeny tiny ones.
Yeah, itty
Like little
bitties.
nubs.
But by the time the police show up, all the evidence is gone.
And the footage was lost.
So the only footage that's left is legit this dude's on his 2000s flip phone recording his camera, like his CCTV monitor. That's the footage that remains here. So you've just got this grainy video of a couple pairs of pants dancing in this dude's yard. What? What is
Yeah,
this?
the Nightcrawlers are described as being armless, hardly any torso, with extremely long, pointy legs.
Okay, so what
And they're white.
What I want you to imagine, okay, just run with me here. If Among Us characters had sexy legs, this is what pictures in my head. Do you think that's legit?
I mean, it does say that Among Us is supposedly based on it.
Yeah, they just come out and dance. Wild killer animals are okay. I'm fine with it. I think you should let them out. They just come and
I
dance.
mean,
They just dance.
at least he set them free before he took his life.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Good dude.
So, these creatures are very small. Like, they're like 1.5 feet tall.
Right. I mean, legit though, think of a pair of pants. Well, thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a great Tuesday.
There was, however, a sighting in Poland once.
One time.
And in Yosemite National Park.
There also was one in Billings, Montana. Also, can we just say that all this footage seems to be captured on home surveillance systems? Conveniently?
Oh, all of them.
What?
And all at night.
And the pants are always white. So you can see them real well. Then you've also got a situation that happens in the Carmel area. And, like, okay, so there's a 60-year-old, this dude is a former Marine. Him and his wife are driving in December. They come up on a hill, and they see a 7-foot tall gray creature. Yeah, basically. Pair of pants. So here's their witness statement. We recently bought a place in the Fort Hill area. We first noticed, after about 30 days of living here, that we suddenly had a perfect circle that stays fresh green, no matter the weather, in our front yard. On Friday night, we were driving home. After turning onto Carmel Road, which leads to our road, we went around the curve by the church and then up a small incline, and approximately 10 feet over the incline in front of our truck, the alien ran across the road and into the woods. Okay. What? If I saw... This thing has no discernible arms. It's literally just a pair of pants.
It's described as being a thin, armless, pale white humanoid creature.
All I can think of legit is if Among Us creatures, like, had long legs. Like, that's what they would look like.
But that has been used as a description for this thing before.
That's what
someone said that Among Us is the, like, Nightcrawler.
Again, super localized, really, to Fresno, California. Originally, people came out and said that there was connections to the Native American folklore, but that has all been... Like, no tribes are claiming this. They're like, absolutely fucking not. We don't believe in this. And I think there's like a bunch of explanations. Again, always tried and true aliens. Or extraterrestrials, which we love. We love those.
A primate with extremely short arms.
Like, how
or
short?
A deer that stands upright.
Okay, that would freak me out. Also, is it just a deer in a sheet because he wants to be a ghost for Halloween? That makes me happy.
Figure out, have you ever seen deer that, like, they go up on their back legs, like, in a fight?
Yes. Or to eat
You can definitely
trees.
see their, like, arms. They're just like little sticks that float in the air. Like, there's no way you somehow misidentified a deer as having no arms.
Maybe. Yeah, deers are crazy.
especially during mating season. I agree with that.
Also, I know you don't watch Adventure Time, but there's an episode of a deer and it's really dark, but he takes his hooves off like gloves and it's gross. I don't like it. I just want you to know that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. There was, however, a YouTuber, Captain Disillusion,
Yeah?
that so he put on white pants that went like over his shoes.
Okay,
He
some backstory on Captain Disillusion though. This dude tries to disprove cryptids and stuff like that. Like that's what
yeah.
he likes to do. Okay.
But he walks down like a dark alleyway in his white pants, holding a melon that's big enough to like cut his midsection in half,
Mhm.
so that he can then later digitally manipulate it to remove his upper body.
So it's just his
To
pants.
Yeah, to demonstrate how easy it is to falsify these, especially on a CCTV.
Which again, I think there's something to be said about why cryptids are not a thing in modern society. Like you don't get a lot of new cryptids for this reason because nothing
we
you can
do-
see on the internet can you trust. And I think as a generation you know that. Like if somebody tells you, "Hey, I saw this thing on the internet, so it's got to be true." Like that's a huge running joke, right? Like anytime anybody sends me anything, I already have 50% doubt. I don't trust it.
And again, the problem with the Nightcrawler thing is that it's pretty localized.
Yeah.
Like you have like 3 sightings outside
Which again,
of Fresno, but that's it.
and also, how can you not say that those people didn't visit Fresno and they're like, this is fucking great. You've got dancing pants. I'm totally taking that back to Montana. I think that's reasonable.
It also kind of makes me wonder, like, if all these sightings are at night, if you're wearing like a black hood, balaclava style,
Mm-hmm.
and some white pants, the only part you're seeing is the pants.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, you don't even have to be faking the footage.
No, not really.
You're just like wearing camouflage, and therefore the top half doesn't exist.
I'm here for it.
And I have to be honest, like if late at night you came over to my house wearing white pants and a black shirt, and therefore like my sleepy ass eyeballs looked at my camera system, I don't know if I'd be like, hold on, there's got to be a whole body here. I'd just be like, what the fuck is that?
I'm not gonna lie, I really now want to show up to your house in white pants at like 2 a.m.
Well, you should know our cameras are like infrared.
I know. Can you change them out just for one night? Just let me have
Just
this
for Halloween.
Just let me have this one thing. I'll dance the time warp in your front yard.
That would be hilarious to see.
Also,
dancing a time warp.
Let's just talk. Your neighborhood is unhinged sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I have cameras.
So I feel like if I was out there dancing the time warp in white pants, nobody would say shit.
No, the thing you have to worry about is if other people will join you.
Isa said we could have
Yeah,
a kick
see?
line of white pants.
See, people will join you.
Ooh, it'll be like the opposite of what I just did. You've heard of sheet ghosts.
Oh,
Now be introduced to white pants.
looks like you have to get a hold of your ghost buddies and be like, hey,
Shit,
we
I'm
need to
gonna-
do a Nightcrawler video shoot now.
I like to start out with
But that one has to be a video.
100%.
Get a hold of your photographer.
I'm gonna.
I know at least
Just hear
one of
me
the
out.
people that Photoshop with you will definitely help.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, and you need different sizes, so you could involve children.
Ooh, yes. Yes. I'm already committed to this. I feel like my greatest ideas come from Tuesdays.
See, and every Tuesday, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to like guaranteeing my spot in hell.
That's like pre-show talk, though, not necessarily show talk. Like our pre-show conversations, fucking wild. Like this morning, I was cry laughing. Would I want those words to be inserted into everybody's ears? No.
No. What's said during therapy stays in therapy, Kiwi.
But I was dying. I was dying. Your secrets are safe with me. It's fine.
For now.
I'm a good
So you have
secret
to giggle
keeper.
ladle.
I mean, that will probably happen. If somebody says certain words, I would probably lose it. But I wouldn't tell your secrets. I'm a good secret keeper. Now, if my dog suddenly learned how to talk, y'all fucked. I don't know what to tell you.
You could bribe him with cookies, bread, maybe some butter.
Dude, that motherfucker would require, like, steak and pizza on a regular. He'd be like, oh, you don't want me to tell so-and-so about such and such? Guess what I want for dinner? I can't have that kind of pressure. It's too much.
I feel like Victor, I can't even pronounce his last name, but he summed up like every crypt node ever.
Yeah.
His quote is the Fresno Nightcrawler is an original case. The family lived through something strange. It can't be explained, but something happened that night. I feel like that's every cryptid.
Yeah. I think you're fair.
You lived through something strange. You can't explain it, but it did happen.
And again, you have to have an explanation. So instead of it being an unknown, you just associate it with a name. Just so later when you're recounting it, you can be like, oh, yeah, actually, it was this thing.
I do have to say, though, that every time I see the word Nightcrawler, I just think of X-Men.
Oh, I think of worms.
Yeah, but wasn't there, like, isn't that what his actual name was? Nightcrawler, the dude that could, like, teleport around?
Probably. Yeah.
That's what I think of.
I just think of worms.
And now I really want him to have to wear white pants. That would make my day. You need good artists in your community to make me fan fiction pictures.
I mean, if I had time, I have time. If I made time, I could probably make you some good shit. If you want me to do like painting streams where I just paint pants, I'm all about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. The shirt for today needs to be a Chupacabra wearing pants with eyeballs on the pockets.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right. I'll see what I can make happen. There is no shirt for today. I mean, there will be a shirt for today, but again.
It hasn't happened yet. You could make it like a zombie dog. It's fine.
All right. I'll see what I can come up with. Chupacabra wearing pants.
Or you could have like the Chupacabra sitting on the pants.
What if they're holding...
So he's like sitting like a dog?
Okay, yeah, I could probably do that. That might be easier. What if the pants were on top of his head dancing? Would that be acceptable?
Ooh. You don't necessarily have to do this, but could you imagine if you had a Chupacabra chasing pants and there's a goat on top of the pants?
Oh, I would love that.
It'd be funny.
Today came very quick. It came quick, okay? Don't you judge me. I lived through some trauma this weekend. I'm still recuperating. I do have all my stuff, so thank you for that. We didn't
We
lose
worked hard.
artistic progress, so I appreciate it. I appreciate you fixing my computer.
It was not fun. I say that as
It
I
was
did
fine for
not do
me.
anything towards it. I just watched TV.
I did not. I reinstalled a bunch of stuff. That's what I spent my time doing. And then I took some break for some video games because self-care is important,
Mental health.
especially when you're stressed out. Sometimes you just need to take a break and remind yourself that you are great. You just don't always do great things. And that's okay.
I see a note that says highlight the challenges faced by those attempting to gather evidence and data.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can call it a challenge. It's more like a challenge of just finding any data. Like, these things don't exist.
Oh, yeah. This one's definitely a no from me. Again, do I think weird shit happens that you can't explain? 100%. All the time. Do I think that there could potentially be something? Okay, so like for instance, on my cameras, I have one camera that is too close to my porch light. So if I have my porch light on, my camera doesn't switch to night mode. It stays in day mode, which distorts a lot of things because it's nighttime. So like if a spider crawls in a certain way, it looks spooky as shit. You can't tell it's a spider. I just know that it is from experience. But like I could see something like that happening and you'd be like, holy shit, that looks like a pair of pants in my front yard.
Or like I said, if you had like annoying little bratty kids, if they were wearing like dark clothing and light colored pants, you're only seeing the pants at night.
Yeah.
Especially on old CCTV.
My dog doesn't even eat at noon, but he's being a bitch.
Oh, mine just keeps coming to the doorway, crying and leaving.
Mine's trying to get in my lap. Ew, why are you dirty? Gross. Gross.
Yeah,
No,
if I know
this
each
one,
other, she
yeah,
can't climb in my lap because if she climbed in my lap, it meant that I'd stay longer.
at lunchtime, I think not.
Yeah, we're not allowed to cuddle at lunch.
No, this one's a no. I think both of these for me today are a no.
Yeah, I think there's just too easily an explanation, like an
Mm-hmm.
actual legit reason.
Like you could disprove this so easily. Nah. I'm
But
not
like I
with
said,
it.
like the ones that make it harder, like Nessie or Bigfoot or Yetis, are things that even if you don't think they exist today, you would have a hard time believing that they never existed.
Agreed.
Just because,
Well, and I
again,
think the realm of
the
possibility is
effort
open.
the effort to spread misinformation would have been so high
Agree.
that you're not going through that effort. Whereas today, you just like put a post up online. Ooh.
And it goes wild.
Yeah. So, like, even if I don't believe Bigfoot or Nessie really exists, I'd be hard pressed to say it never existed.
I agree.
Whereas Chupacabra and Nightwalkers here, I don't even have to hesitate to say no. There is some other explanation.
The world. The world is wild. And I think with these two being so modernized, like within the last 30 years, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be like, it's possible.
If it's younger than me, it does not exist. It's an urban legend, nothing more.
Yeah. Like, I'm just not about it.
We're the old people that are like, get off my lawn. You're not an actual cryptid.
Like, you came out in the 90s? I think not. Fake news. If you would have came out in the 50s, maybe. Even then's pushing it.
I do have to admit, though, I want Nightcrawlers to exist because the idea of sentient pants makes me happy.
I agree.
And it sounds like they're just mischievous.
They're just cute little boys that want to dance.
Look at what I can do. You haven't heard tell of like dead people or anything?
Oh yeah, no.
It's not like eating livestock.
Just doing a little dance.
Oh, mate, you okay? You know the little rock guys in... Is it Princess Mononoke? They're like, as you walk by, their heads like bobble. It might have been My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, maybe.
What if one of those came over here, and because it was in California, it got cancer, and therefore it got like big legs?
That tracks.
So they're just like rock things. I don't think those things had arms
pants.
either.
I still want them to be pants. And they're 100% skinny jeans. You know they're skinny jeans.
You could do a photo shoot in Christmas for it. But get pants wet, let them freeze, and then just stick them out in your yard.
Holy shit, you're a genius. Can probably do that on Thursday.
This is gonna be your, like, instead of snowmen.
This is like my magnum opus right here. Like, what kind of weird shit can I possibly come up with so that my neighbors know not to come to my house?
You could totally do it for Halloween too. You just have to like overstarch them.
That's a lot harder than just letting them freeze, though.
It is, but it totally could be done.
Like, you know it's gonna freeze soon, right? Like, we're supposed to get snow this week.
Thursday.
I hate to break it.
Yeah, Thursday. 2
like,
more days.
Saturday and Sunday is gonna be cold as shit. I think we could make it happen for Halloween and still let them freeze.
I'm just worried that it will warm up at least one of those days and then you have to start over.
I guess it would depend. If I started at like 7 o'clock when the sun goes down, like once the sun goes down, it's cold. So if I started at like 7 o'clock and got them all situated, they would freeze overnight. And as long as I took pictures in the morning before the sun came out, I'd be good.
You could also like staple or tape wire on the inside.
That would be smart too. I also have an empty chest freezer, so I feel like I could pre-freeze. I feel like this would be a possibility.
Make it look like it's dancing, like put a leg up.
Oh my god.
I like that we're having a serious conversation about putting cryptoids in your like front yard.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my dream life, I've been trying to bring this to fruition for years. I tried to bait the crows to come to my house because I think that it would be amazing to just have like 40 crows in my front yard, because I feel like the majority of my neighbors would be like, definitely a swamp witch lives there. That's all I want for myself. I just want people to be scared enough that they don't want to come to my house. Like, they can come. That's fine. I'll be nice to them. I just want them to second guess it and be like, I don't know. Like, when the missionaries are walking down the road, I want them to second guess and be like, do you want to do this house? And they're like, not really. Cool. Me neither. That's my dream in life. I feed these little bastards snacks all the time. All the time. And you know who bamboozles me? The dog. No, not swamp ass. No. That's different. I just want people to think that I might sacrifice their children if they get too close to my yard.
I feel like family feels that way about me sometimes.
I do.
Nope. Fox doesn't like children. He might eat them. Don't leave them unattended here.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, hey, kid, fucking around? You want to go see Fox? No? Then shut the fuck up. I like to use you as like a Krampus.
Dude, everyone does. And then all their children are like, oh, dear God, why do you have to watch me? And I'm like, do you want snacks? No, I'm quiet. I'm in the corner. Don't look at me. I'm being good. And I'm like, no, legit. Here, you can have a cookie.
I like it. I like it this way.
I just gave up.
I feel like I'm the aunt that if my nieces and nephews ever go to jail, I will be the one that they call. 100%. Every time.
I only have one niece that would do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain she would call me.
Yeah, I think she would. I don't think she would call Mo at all.
No.
But yeah, I could see her calling you.
I get phone calls because she's like, I don't know if the mailman's come yet, but something happened and I heard new movement outside. I don't know, do you have a package on your stoop? Let me check. Yeah. That was probably the goddamn mailman. You're fine.
She's like, hey, can you come over here for moral support?
I need you to stay on the line while I check the mail.
I don't want the pants to get me. I was in the bathroom last night and I had the door open because I was like looking in the mirror because I have vanity issues. And so I'm looking at myself. So I'm kind of like, well, you know how my bathroom's set up. So like my hip is out into the hallway because I'm just utilizing the side mirror. And Katie comes out. It's like 11:30 at night. Katie comes out. She's like, what do you want? And I was like, I'm not even talking to you. Like, I didn't interact with you at all. And she was like, well, I just figured that you were going to jump scare me. So I figure I better get you before you get me. And I was like, what? It's 11:30 at night. I have no desire to jump scare anybody. I'm good. It's quiet time. Go to your room.
Do you often jump scare your child? Because I always got the feeling like no.
It depends. She's really easy to jump scare. And it's kind of enjoyable sometimes. Like if I'm coming up the stairs, okay, Katie's not quiet. You can hear that child's feet anywhere she is at. You know. Like
I know. I can hear it in my house from across the town.
She is incapable of having quiet feet. This kid, bless her heart, is never going to be able to sneak out of the house without me knowing. Like, it's just not going to be possible. Like, even if she were to start practicing now, I don't think she could accomplish it.
No, when that day happens, you know that the, like, near child took her.
Well, I was going to say, if she manages to sneak out without me knowing about it, I'm going to have a sense of pride. I'm not even going to be mad about it. I, on the other hand, have very quiet feet. So, like, when I'm walking up the stairs, I can hear her where she's at in the house. And if she's gonna be walking by the door that comes downstairs, I'll just stand on the stairs and wait for her to walk by. And I'll just be like, hey! And it'll make her jump every single time. Like, I'm not being mean about it. She's just really easy to jump scare. And you always know where she is. So it's opportunistic. And I have a hard time not taking that opportunity.
You're just mean.
Unless she's in a bad mood, then I would feel
Abuse.
bad. Yeah, call CPS. The abuse is real over here. We're like, if she's in the bathroom doing her makeup, am I going to run down the hall singing? Probably. Is she going to jump and poke herself in the eye with the eyeliner? Probably. Do I feel bad? Ish.
A little.
As long as it's not like super bad, then I'm fine. I don't feel bad. But she would do it to me if she had the opportunity.
Oh, I don't even question that. I know she would. You guys are mean to each other.
We are kind of mean to each other, but it's out of love.
Mm-hmm.
She's my favorite kid.
Can't even argue with that one.
I know. She was so good, I just couldn't have another. One was enough.
I just noticed that it says Nightcrawlers have plushies, and now I want to go find these.
I will get you a plushie.
I feel like it wouldn't take much to make our own.
It
Just like
wouldn't.
go to the kids section.
I agree. We should do that.
Just sew all the holes shut.
Yes. Yes, please. What are you doing after this? You busy? You want to go for...
Do I get coffee?
No.
I'm busy.
Good, because I'm busy too. We're going to go no and no. I think we're going to call it a day. I'm ready for some
Yep.
lunch.
These are too new. They can't possibly exist for real.
Yeah. Next week, Halloween. We can dress up in We can dress up in costumes. You can just be a pair of pants if you want.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sentient pants.
Yeah, urban legends. I'm excited. We'll get spooky. Yeah, I think it'll be a good time. Talk about Blair Witch and Bloody Mary and
SCPs.
yeah.
Slenderman.
Yeah, I gotta talk about the Slenderman.
Back rooms.
I do have a special place in my heart for the back rooms.
It'll be good times.
I think so. Don't eat breakfast. We're just eating candy that day, the entire day.
Gross.
Yep.
That sounds sickening.
It'll be fine. Just pick good candy.
My definition of candy is going to be different on Halloween. Like a toasted bagel is definitely candy.
Ooh, maybe if you did a sweet bagel, that would count.
Blueberry.
You can put one little gummy bear on it.
Gross.
It'll look like he's inner tubing.
You could put gummy bears in yogurt.
That sounds grosser, because yogurt's gross.
I mean, not if it's frozen yogurt.
All yogurt is gross.
You eat frozen yogurt.
I do. I do. You're right. Still has its moments. Sometimes it's gross. All right. Oh God.
So who are we going to go and watch today?
I think we're gonna go watch Scorpier. He is sometimes in chat. He just started streaming. So I think we'll go and hang out with him for a bit. I don't have any idea what he's playing, but... Well, it's Cardinal Quest 2, but I don't know what that is. I'm going to be quite honest. I don't even know if this is going to be a vibe or not. But we're going to do our best. Yeah. Get your dance on. It'll be a good time. And maybe we'll play Slay the Princess tomorrow. Because I'm really excited for that game. I think it will be a fun time.
It should be.
I think so too.
It might have to be a few streams.
It might. Or we just power through it and do 10 hours and get it done. You might like
have
it.
A life.
I do too.
I mean, that's kind of what I want to do with Alan Wake too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will happen. I know me. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably not.
But that comes out on Friday, well, Thursday night. But...
Yeah. Maybe we'll weekend stream. The world is our oyster.
I'm not making promises. I do like to take my weekends off.
Me too. I don't like to entertain on the weekends. All right. Close. Close.